Okay, let's get started. I think I'm on time. Let me just double check. Yes, okay. Just barely on time. Okay, hang on. I've got to fix some things. OBS updated itself. Well, I mean, it made me update itself. Mark Rides, welcome in. How's it going? I'm double checking my audio. How's it going? Okay, good. I can hear myself. All right, that's great. Damn, I'm late. No, it's okay. I mean, technically, if you want, you could be the first one that definitely typed in, like, not an emote. But technically, the people who typed an emote in first were Gibson Lens and then Charlie's Beats. I know that the chat right here only shows Charlie's Beats, but apparently 11 minutes earlier, Gibson Lens put the eyes in chat. Oh my god, Chris M. Yee, thank you so much for the resub. For 16 months. Oh my god. I've been streaming for 16 months. Actually, no, not even that. I've been streaming for more than 16 months. 17 months, but I was only affiliate after the first month. So, Chris, thank you so much for the resub. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see. Oh my god, Gibson Lens! Thank you so much for the resub. What? Oh, I'm not even, I didn't put on my cheating fingers yet. Okay, hold on. I don't even know how to do it. Okay, wait. Okay, alright, you guys are gonna have to see, alright, cheating fingers at work. Alright, we gotta load this up before I can even start. I don't even have a deck out yet. Like, hold on. Okay, literally, hold on, wait, how did this happen? Because we only got two. Alright, okay, here we go. Twitch deck, boom. Okay, gotta open this out. Alright, there's only 4 cards left to be signed, just for FYI later. But, Green Guy Music, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Not only that, Green Guy Music is referred to Jeffrey and not Jeff, but yes, thank you so much for the bits. Green Guy Venus Guitar, welcome in, how's it going? Oh my god, Chris M.E., thank you so much for the gift sub to Green Guy Music. They changed it to a minimum of 2 events. Oh, Gibson Lens, thank you so much for filling me in because I didn't know what was going on. Long story short, I wasn't even on Twitch for like a week because I was away. The reason why my thing says back to the... Anyway, alright, screw it, let me just do some magic. Alright, the tricks that I did the most while I was away on a trip. Okay, here, let's go ahead and have this, this particular card, Igneous Orange, 5 of Spades. So look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab it, take it, place it in the middle of the deck, snap my fingers, and Igneous Orange, 5 of Spades is going to jump back up to the top. But look, we just got this power, we don't want to waste it. I'm going to go ahead and stick it back in the middle of the deck like so. And just to verify, this is not the card, that's some other card. That's Cavinius's 4 of Diamonds, but if I snap, that's actually going to bring the 5 of Spades back up to the top. I know, it's super weird. Now, it's supposed to moisturize your fingers. Yes, it's Jeffrey, not Jeff. 10 out of 10 would recommend this channel. Oh my god, thank you so much. That's hilarious. Now, here's the thing. What we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and leave this sticking out. Now, those of you who saw me at TwitchCon, I did this trick a ton, but it's the one that I practiced a lot as well while I was away. I'll explain about all that. I was going to do it at the beginning of the stream, but now we're starting off with the hype train. I'm going to go ahead and stick it in the middle of this pack, stick this whole packet in the middle of this packet, and then once again, the top card is not that card, that's some other card. But look, if I snap, that's actually going to bring it from the middle up to the top. Okay, great. Woo! Now here's the thing. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to bend this, and we are going to go ahead and once again, you'll see that there's a bend there. I will go ahead and slide this into the middle of the deck. You'll see that there's a bend there. But if I go ahead and I close it up, all I have to do is hold it, snap my fingers. You'll see the very moment it comes back up to the top of the deck, and there it is. Because I'll show you, that is our 5 of Spades. Okay, alright, next. Alright, I'm going to need some other cards here, and let's see. We are going to go ahead and... You know what? I had the 5s. Let's go ahead and pull out the 5s. We know that Charlie's Beats is in chat, because Charlie's Beats helped kick this off. And then, let's see here. Oh, wait. I need to hear the not Jeff story someday. Oh! Okay. I mean, that day could be later today, right? Okay, look. I have 4 5s. And all I have to do is... Well, let me just show you. I want to turn up the 4 5s, but only 1 5 at a time. But if I did it like this, that would be cheating, because that's how normal people would do it. So I'm not allowed to do it that way. If I hold the packet and give it another magical twist, we're going to go ahead and turn up the 5 of hearts. I believe signed by Charlie's Beats. Okay, there we go. Now here's the thing. If I hold the packet and give it another magical twist, that's actually going to go ahead and turn up the 5 of clubs. You'll notice the 5 of hearts turn itself face down. Now, if I hold the packet and give another magical twist, we're going to go ahead and turn up the 5 of diamonds. And what we're going to do now is we need to turn up that 5 of spades. But that 5 of spades was used as part of magic for the last trick. So if I go ahead and give it a magical twist, that's actually not going to turn itself up. But even if we give it 2 magical twists, that's actually not going to turn itself up either. So what are we supposed to do? Well, if I just go ahead and... here, I'm going to give it a cough drop. Alright, that was enough to disturb the 5 of spades to turn itself face up. I know, super weird. Super weird. Okay, we have the 4 5s, and you would never mix up the 4 5s with a red jack, right? Okay, so here's the 4 5s and the red jack. Now, what I want to do is, I'm going to go ahead and place the red jack over here. And then with these other ones, with these other 5s, what we're going to do is... Oh, how did I show this before? Oh, yeah, with the... Okay, so I do it like this. Ha ha ha! Okay, alright. Oh my god, thank you so much for all the things! Holy crap! I don't even know what's going on. Alright, so, look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, we're going to go ahead and just show you that you won't be able to mix them up, because look, if I just show you all 4 cards is now 1 card, this 1 card is now 4 cards, and this is the jack, and this is indeed the 4 5s. Let me go ahead and eat this heat map just for a second. I know that the music has stopped, but we're still in Hype Train, so I'm still obligated to do a bunch of magic as fast as I can. Man, what a way! I have, well, if I wasn't warmed up before, I certainly am warmed up now. Okay, you know, I don't normally do it with this, but let me just use these, and then we're going to go ahead and eat! Alright, cool. Alright, you've collected all level 1 emotes. Okay, whew! Alright, wait, is the hype train over? Or are we still going? I don't know. Okay, great work, emotes. Are we done? Is that it? I don't understand. Okay, alright. Hype train is done. Alright, thanks. Woo! Okay. Well, I'm a little, so I was not planning on starting that hype that early. Okay, let me just go back. Let me thank everybody. So Chris MU, thank you so much for the gift subs to Venus Guitar, and thank you so much for the gift sub to Green Guy Music, and thank you for the resub, and then Gibson Lens, thank you for the resub, and then also Green Guy Music, thank you for the 100 bits, greatly appreciate it. Woo! Okay, well, if you guys didn't know what we do at Hype Trains, we've just discovered what I do at Hype Trains. Okay, 2 events now, that's pretty cool. That should probably increase the frequency of hype trains. Alright, I think, so anyway, welcome in, let me just welcome everybody in. So, welcome in, Gibson Lens, Charlie's Beats, Mark Rides, Chris M.Ye, Green Guy Music, Venus Guitar, and I think, is that everybody? Okay, thank you. Whew, alright. Okay. Let's see. While I'm here, alright, we're just gonna shout everybody out. Okay, if you're not following our mod, Gibson Lens, please give Gibson Lens a follow. Plays piano, very chill stream, I totally enjoy, and plays a lot of sight-read music from songbooks and or composes his own originals, one of which is called Expanse. You should request it and listen if you have not heard. Also, if you're not following our friend Charlie's Beats, please give Charlie's Beats a follow. Charlie is ever present in many music streams, but also has been known to stream himself. It is a rare occasion, so if you do catch him, it's like a unicorn. So if you see Charlie's Beats streaming, go to the stream. Also, if you're not following our friend Chris M.Ye, please give our friend Chris MU follow. Plays video games, usually Fall Guys on Mondays. Chris MU puts on the Clip ME show. Well, that's almost like a tongue twister, which showcases clips across the Twitcherverse. And Chris MU says, "Thanks, Nom. You're welcome, Chris. Thank you for all the gift subs. Greatly appreciate it." Let's see. If you're not following our friend Green Guy Music, please give Green Guy Music a follow. Green Guy Music plays piano, and I've looked in there a couple times, mostly rated in, but I did get a chance to meet Green Guy Music at TwitchCon, so that was super cool. And it was very happenstance because I told the story, I think, on my TwitchCon recap stream, the first one. So, but if anybody's interested in that story, feel free. Also, if you're not following our friend Venus Guitar, please give Venus Guitar a follow. Plays music with a guitar. So I've also lurked there a few times and hung out. Venus Guitar is pretty cool. So definitely give everybody follow everybody. That's the short and sweet of it. But also thank you guys for being here for the hype train. The first hype train of the day. Actually, the first hype train in a couple weeks because I did not stream last week. Long story short, I didn't have a stream last week. I'll tell you the long story long in a minute, but okay. SR Castlevania Vampire Slayer. I did not come up with anything for that, Mark Rides. But that is a good one for me to try and think of. You know what? There's a vampire card trick. And so we may have to. Oh, actually, that's the one that we were, so I could probably do that. But maybe I can theme it slightly differently. All right. Okay. That's a trick with 2 ace and 3 of hearts and Dracula. Oh, yeah. That's called the vampire card trick. Okay, yeah, so we'll do that. Thank you for you're welcome. Do you know what the name of the trick I want? Yes, I do know what the name of the trick. Yeah. It's, let's see. Trick requires a vampire. All right. Okay, yep, it's in there for you, Mark Rides. We got it. And then let's see. You did it before, yes. Okay, cool, awesome. Hey, crazy love, excellent. Yeah, you got all the emotes. There's not that many, but I think the favorites are Dexsock, MyLol. Hi, I use Glorious a lot, and I use Love a lot. So there we go. I've been meaning to make more emotes. I just need time to make them. Remember, we collect the hearts to attack Dracula, but the first 2 attacks fail. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, that's a good one. We could do that. Okay, all right. Whew, man, I'm all hyped already. So, the reason why my stream says back from the Bayou is because I went to New Orleans this past week. I went to New Orleans because I had a work trip. And that's where the work trip took place. It was the first time I went to New Orleans. And it was fun. It was a good time. There was a lot of work during work being like not normal work, but like there was a lot of... It was basically like a mini convention for my workplace. So... yeah, that's basically what it felt like. We had like a bunch of employees take over a hotel. I mean, we didn't really take over the whole hotel, but there was a lot of us. And so the first day, so the reason why I had to cancel stream last week was because my flight left at like 6 in the morning, which meant I wanted to be at the airport by 4 in the morning. And luckily I was, because, you would think that maybe 4 in the morning is not a very busy time for airports. But it was busy, so I ended up staying over at my in-laws because they live like 5 minutes away from the airport, whereas I live much further away from the airport. So at normal stream time last time, I was watching an Asian drama with my mother-in-law, getting ready for bed before I had to wake up in a few hours to make it to the airport at 4. So that's what happened during like stream time last week. Did you get to eat at Emerald's restaurant? No, I did not. I did not get a chance to eat at Emerald's restaurant. So there was not too much time for me to go hang out and do much outside. of the itinerary that we had. But on Monday, so I arrived around like 11 at the airport in New Orleans, and they're like one time zone over. So I was able to get to the hotel by like noon, and then I started exploring the city after eating by 1. And so I was able to walk on Bourbon Street. I saw the Mississippi River. I found where they sell beignets, which if you guys are not familiar with beignets, I was not familiar with them until my wife told me, you have to have beignets for me. And I'm like, okay, fine. And so I found beignets, which they're kind of like little squares that are like fried dough, if you've had fried dough from like a fair or something like that, or festival or carnival. And it has a lot of powdered sugar on it. So we found there's a place that's not like a single place, but like a chain down there called Café du Monde, and they have beignets. So that's where I found beignets, and I had a coffee. So that was the extent of my exploring the city on Monday. And then like the rest of Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were basically all events, which maybe I'll tell you about some of the events on Wednesday because that's cool. And then halfway through Thursday, we kind of finished up. And then I had a little bit of time Thursday evening. I could have done more exploring of the city, but I had to go back to sleep early because my flight left early in the morning on Friday. So yeah. Like funnel cake, but different tech. Yes, exactly. So it's kind of like that. Okay, excellent. So, all right, where are we? So that was just a quick summary of, I guess, the reason why I couldn't stream last week. But I'll tell you more about my week in a little bit. Also, if you guys are following me on my Instagram, I did post a bunch of pictures from New Orleans, or not from New Orleans, but I did it after I got back. So if anybody wants to check that out, just search for Crazy Asian spelled this way on Instagram, and it should show up. Okay, okay, hold on. We're gonna do. Okay, we have a request from Mark Rides, technically Vampire Card Trick. I just put it in because I realized what trick we wanted. But first, I'm also double checking and sorting out just a few cards. Okay, there we go. Okay, alright, how are we going to theme this Castlevania? Alright. They are messy. I had one once in Missouri. There was this place that offered free Bennington if you rode your bike there and had a bicycle benefit sticker on your helmet. Damn autocorrect, I think he meant beignets. So yeah. Beignet is kind of tricky to spell too. It's like Beignets, I think. Yes, that's it. Or yeah, I forget if it's one N or two, but wait, no, wait, that's Benegets. It's anyway. All right, okay, all right. Here we go. The Vampire Killer Castlevania themed trick. Here we go. Alright, this is a good request because I did not practice this one. So, a large number of magic tricks that I showed my coworkers were impromptu, so I just used like the same regular deck of cards. But so for this, obviously, if you guys have seen this trick before or have requested it, you know that I need some prop that... Anyway. Okay, so, for those of you who don't know, we are a Belmont, and we have specials. And those specials require hearts to power. So here's 1 heart. Here's 2 hearts. Here's 3 hearts for a total of 6 hearts. And we want to kill Dracula. So this is Dracula. Now, let's pretend we approach Dracula, and all we've collected is our first heart. And you'll see that once we encounter the Dracula boss, we still have our 3 hearts, the 2 hearts that are on the screen, or just off screen outside the boss room. But the boss is not dead yet. As you can see, here's the boss. But we've consumed our first heart, not just on the front, but also on the back. I know, super weird, right? So, okay. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we respawn outside the room. We haven't used any specials. So let's go ahead and collect 2 more hearts. So we'll have 3 hearts total. So we have our 2 of hearts. We have our 3 hearts. And then, of course, Dracula in the room. So let's go and consume those 2 hearts so that we'll have them for our special. Now, for those of you who played any of the Castlevania games, you have your main weapon, the whip, but then the special, you collect it. It can change throughout the game, and usually in the original control scheme, you would have to hold up, and then you hit that special button, and you do your attack, your special attack. But actually, so what's going to happen is we discover that here we left those hearts over there, but actually Dracula is not dead because there's Dracula, and actually, but we've already consumed both front and the back of those 2 hearts that were there. I know, super strange. So, but that's okay. That's okay. We respawn outside the boss room. We know that these 3 hearts are still there. So let's go ahead and go grab them. And we're outside the boss room. We go get them. And Dracula is still not dead yet, but we have grabbed the 3 hearts. So now we've got 6 hearts. That should be enough for another set of specials, right? And so anyway, what's going to happen is we have learned through our many defeats. So we just got defeated by Dracula 3 times, but we have enough special energy now. And what I would like to do is go at the boss one more time. And now we've collected all of our hearts, and we're gonna especially use our special so that we can finally kill Dracula. Because look, he's gone. And that, my friends, is the vampire card trick themed as Vampire Killer Castlevania. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Well, and once again, thank you for the request, Mark Rides, and the inspiration. I know we've talked about that before, and I think I did it before, but I think it went smoother this time than it did last time. So anyway, let's see here. Aries 4443, welcome in. How's it going? And thank you for the request. Venus Guitar, thank you for the claps. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Mark Rides. That was neat. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm not sure I know many magicians that will do a card trick that is nerdy, geeky themed vampire killer from Castlevania. So, that is, yeah, that is that. You know, I should probably do that presentation as part of as a YouTube video. So that's because it's kind of like an original presentation, I think. Okay. All right. If you've been sitting around for a while and you haven't hydrated, please hydrate. So I have myself some black tea, and oh, hold on. I'll take a sip in a second. I just took out the infuser. Yeah, love the Castlevania theme. Awesome. Sweet. Okay. And then next we have a request from Charlie's Beats requesting an illogical conclusion. I think we can deliver an illogical conclusion. Actually, this is a good one to perform right now because I'm going to go ahead and let me see here. Yeah, okay. Here we go. I'm not revealing the secrets of magic, right? Okay. Yeah, sometimes I wonder, it's like, oh no, is am I giving away the secrets of magic? Because my camera is pointed down and I don't realize it's pointed down, so I do all my setup right here. Let's see. Okay, let me see. Sorry guys, I'm actually a little discombobulated. It is not often where I literally start stream and then a hype train occurs. I was not ready for that. Obviously my fault. I should have been ready. Yeah, my apologies. This has kind of been a weird month because I had a bunch of travel between at the end of last month TwitchCon and then like the middle of this month my work travel, and then we have Thanksgiving coming up later this week, so oh wait, I'm actually preparing for the wrong trick. I'm sorry. Okay, much better. Okay, here we go. How do you do your setup when live when you can't keep the camera up because there's no camera? Or in person, not live. Oh, that is illogical. Yes. That is a great question, Mark Rides. And I did have a couple of tricks that I had to do during this week because I was taking the opportunity to show as many of my coworkers magic tricks as much as possible. Most of them I could just use the regular deck of cards with no or very little setup. And sometimes the setup I could like overtly do. So like for example, the Devil's Elevator, I can get all those pieces out just from the deck and it's fine. But for some other tricks, I'd either have to have a packet set aside and like set up exactly as it is, or I'd have to do it and just like hide it under the table, but usually during an offbeat so that people don't suspect. The thing is, my coworkers realize that if I'm doing magic for them and it was super informal, then I might have to set up or do something, secret. However, if I was doing it for camera, like it was a planned show or something, I'd probably already have it set up off camera and just bring it on camera when it was ready to go. So that would be that'd pretty much be the process I take. All right. Anyway, here I'm sipping my black tea. Okay, alright, so now this is a trick requested by Charlie's Beats. Thank you so much for the request, Charlie. Okay, I have 2 piles of 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm not going to show you any of those cards. But for these ones, I will show you all of these. And here we're going to go ahead and show you all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to go ahead and swap some cards in these piles, and then eventually, hopefully you tell me what the composition of all of the cards is. So first we're going to start by swapping 1 card, like this. And I'll show you all of the cards in this packet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we'll swap 2 cards. 2. 1, 2. And we'll show you all of the cards in this packet. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm guessing at this point you've only seen red face cards. You haven't seen any red spot cards. You haven't seen any black spot cards. You haven't seen any black face cards. I'm going to swap out 3. 1, 2, 3. Once again, let's show you all of these. And then the last one, I'm going to swap just 1. And I'll show you all of these. I can just show you all of those. So, important question, what are all of these? I think a lot of people would say red face cards because I think that's what you saw. That's what you're supposed to see. And it's illogical in that if you are aware of what is in a deck of cards, there can only be 6 red face cards, right? There's 2 red jacks, 2 red queens, and 2 red kings. And so the question is, how is that possible? That's the first question, right? Second question, what are these? So anyway, I'm just gonna let you know that no matter what your guess was, unless you've been here for a very long time and know some of the jokes that are tropes here. Also, is Chris M. Yee still in chat? Because I think Chris M. Yee might appreciate this. Because the order of these 4 cards do matter. So, I just want to say, hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. So here's my number, so call me maybe. And Charlie's Beats, temporally you would have been correct because, they were blank at one point prior to having this on it. But yes, that is... If you've got the emotes, put the emotes in there. That's actually a Chris M. Yee emote. There you go. And that, my friends, is an illogical conclusion. Let me tell you, I'm sure you didn't see the lyrics of of an old song. That's an illogical conclusion. There you go. I was actually preparing to do the one that I did as the finale for the workshop at TwitchCon, and I'm like, wait, that's a different trick. That's not this trick. So, but yeah. Anyway, while I was away, and I showed my coworkers a ton of tricks, I did a similar thing that I did at TwitchCon. So I brought some decks of cards, and for every coworker that I encountered that I had a minute to show a trick, I had them sign a card, and then I would show them a trick, and then I got a selfie with them. So at the end of 4 days of hanging out with coworkers, I got into my 4th deck of cards, and at the end I had 159 cards signed by my coworkers throughout the week. That's a cool trick. I need to learn it, but instead of that song, I'm gonna rickroll the audience. Yo, that would be a very great use of that. That's a great idea. You know what? That's actually so good, I'm gonna write it down. So thank you for that idea. Hopefully you don't mind if I steal it. And those of you who are here right now, you'll be in on the joke when we rickroll. When we rickroll everybody. No, I don't mind. Alright, awesome. Sweet. So yeah, when I have some time to quote-unquote improve the stream, i.e. spend time on either making some more props or making some more emotes or all of that, I can do this. But between all the travel the last few weeks, it has been crazy. And then Thanksgiving, and then I have to worry about December, and so yeah, probably by the end of December, I'll have like at least a little bit of time. Data lab, more emotes. Yes, I have emote slots that I'm not using. I have animated emote slots that I'm not using. So it's I gotta figure that out. Okay, all right. Whew. We have a request call for our 2-card Monty. Ah, I did do this during the past week as well. This trick actually hit really hard because people would be holding the cards in between their 2 fingers. And basically everybody was floored except for like one person whom I don't want to call anybody out, but they spoiled the trick because they were like, I don't trust you, and then looked at the cards at one of the wrong times. And I could be blamed for that because I'm like, I should cropped frames. Come on. All right. Better connection. Hello. Testing, testing. Hello. Testing. Okay, all right. I can hear myself. I think I'm back, but I had to forcibly do something. We're back. Much better. Okay, yeah. All right. So that was handy that I was able to see. I basically saw it disconnect right away. So I'm like, okay, I know what's going on, but yeah, it is annoying. All right, let's eat this heat map. Delicious. Okay, all right. Where was I? What was I saying? Anyway, yeah, I showed a lot of Magic this week, and it was fun. So I did not get rusty, and I definitely tuned a few of the tricks pretty well. But what was I? Oh yeah. So I did get a chance to practice this specific trick, the 2-card Monty. One person didn't trust you and looked at the wrong time. Yes. So that person looked at the wrong time during this trick, and then I said, I guess it should have been my fault because I should have been able to manage, the spectator, and I could have said some things or like made very clear at certain points. But this person just looked at the cards at the wrong time and was like, oh, okay. So it was not entirely spoiled. It was still kind of like, haha, there was only like 2 other people watching at that time. But needless to say, the rest of the time that I performed the 2-card Monty, it was fine. So I learned my lesson. Okay. All right. So let's perform the 2-card Monty. Okay, so I don't actually need the box, but it's helpful because I need somebody to hold their fingers out like this, and they're going to hold 2 cards. So the 2 cards that I would have them hold here, we could pick any 2 cards. Usually I would have them hold one of the cards that they signed. But in this case, we have the 3 of clubs and the 3 of spades. And this is not so much a trick as it is a game. And I would have them hold their fingers out and hold the cards, just without having somebody here. I'm going to simulate it just by placing it on the box. Okay, so a lot of people were very clear in that they wanted to understand some more magic, and I would let them in on it a little bit with this trick. And so that kind of piqued their interest. Now, if you guys have seen this before, I'm not really letting them in on anything. But okay, so look, if I have the 3 of spades, you would have and they would say the 3 of clubs. All right, excellent. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show them how a magician would swap out the cards. And so I would actually slide this card into their fingers like this, line it up exactly, slide the other card out with my bottom 2 fingers. And at this point, if I have the 3 of clubs, they would have the 3 of spades. All right, excellent. Now we're going to do it at speed. And I would show them, and just for purposes of just having some tension here, I will place my finger here, and I would slide it in like this. Once, we've swapped them. Twice, we've swapped them back. And I'm going to put it here. Would you be impressed if the clubs was on the top and the spade was on the bottom? Or the spade was on, yeah. It doesn't really matter. I'm trying to confuse them here. So I would say, is the spade on the... Would you be impressed if the spade was on the top and club was on the bottom? Or would you be more impressed if the club was on the top and spade was on the bottom? And I give them a second to think about it. I ask all the spectators that are out there. And we just kind of see what people think. And then at the end, I ask them to go ahead and just turn their whole hand over. And when they do, they don't see their cards at all. And so this one, I had a lot of great reactions. A lot of people were floored. They were like, whoa, like, holy crap, what? Like, and I saw some like jump scares when some people saw this. Not everybody, but like there was probably 3 or 4 good times in which people saw this trick and they were like, what? Yeah, exactly. Can we use red and black? Those cards are too similar. What do you mean red and black? Oh. Yeah, no, I use it so that the contrast now, and then so there was something that I did during my in real life performance too. Some people would think, oh, are they on the top? Not everybody, almost nobody did, but like 2 people I think was like, where they were wondering if it was on the top. So I was like, no, it's not on the top and it's not on the bottom, and because I had to find the card again, so my excuse was I needed to find the card again to take a selfie with them. So I'd be like, I think what happened was these two cards teleported from in the middle of the deck, and so I would actually just go through and find the 2 3s. Ah, there they are. Okay, and then I'd be like, hey, can I get a selfie with you now? So, and that would be the standard performance with my coworkers this past week. So, never mind. I see the trick now. Yes, that's the confusion. So, yeah, I want them to be similar because I want the contrast at this point by the end. So. Because I see it doesn't matter if it's clubs or spades. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're going to see 2 red cards. Yeah, and I actually noticed that I have a preference for starting with black cards there, because I realized that there's a lot of people who will mix up clubs and spades. Like for most of my performances, they will mix them up. But nobody ever mixes up hearts and diamonds, so that is a good thing to know. Yeah. Yes, because it's, yeah, I replace it with face cards. You can't mix this up. Hey, welcome in, the Rusty Panda. How's it going? Welcome in. Let's see here. Guys, if you're not following the Rusty Panda, please give the Rusty Panda a follow, because the Rusty Panda streams music on Fridays and then also interview streams on Wednesdays, known as Wiki Wednesdays. So please check that out if you are interested. And that, my friends, was 2-card Monty. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Okay, all right. So, what do we have here? Let's see. Oh yeah, coming back from the work trip. So on Tuesday, we had everything filled from the day. So waking up, breakfast early in the morning, and then like work sessions through the entire afternoon. And then I was part of a division that had their team there a day early for a bunch of sessions. So we had sessions all day, but the official everybody else starting, because we had all of software engineering plus product plus, basically everybody who would work in tech, and that started after 5. So it was basically all afternoon of our sessions, and then the whole company sessions on Tuesday, and that went basically into the night when we had dinner. And so that was Tuesday. Mark Rides asks, has anyone ever held the cards too tight that you failed to pry the cards from the grip or switch it? Mark Rides, yes, that is a great question, because when they do that, I tell them, oh, okay, hold it firmly, but not too tight. I got to be able to get in there. And so I kind of try and adjust their tightness with verbal cues, like, okay, and if they've held it too loose too, and I'm like, oh crap, like I don't want it to fall down because that would ruin the trick. So I'm like, okay, you can hold it a little bit tighter than that, but just still let me have enough space to slide this in and out. So that's definitely a problem. But yeah, there are some people where it's too tight, and I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna go with and even with the instructions, they still don't let up. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let go with this. So I just kind of work around it, and I just I just tell them exactly what I'm doing. They allow the times when I'm obviously doing this switch, but then they don't allow the times when I'm like fake doing the switch. But at that point, it's a gag anyway, so it's like, So, let's see. Gibson Lens. My next guest is on the 29th, says the Rusty Panda. Awesome. Wait, should I watch that? Should I be on that the 29th because that seems. Yes. Oh, the Rusty Panda is saying Gibson Lens is my next guest on the 29th. Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Gibson Lens and the Rusty Panda, mods here. And Gibson Lens will be on Wiki Wednesday on the Wednesday that is the 29th. So please give a follow. And definitely check it out. Let's see, Ching the Gaffmeter says, I've come in at an odd point in this story. Hello, Nam. Hi. Yes. Hello, Chang the Gap Meter. Welcome in. How's it going? Oh yeah, thanks for shouting out the Rusty Panda. And FYI, for future reference, mods, you guys are allowed to shout yourselves out because feel free. Okay, Mark Rides wanted 4 burglars. You got it. So wait, what point in the story? Oh, I'm either talking about the story about the card trick or the story about the bigger work thing. But anyway, so that was Tuesday of the bigger work thing. But after all of the official events, I ended up hanging out with a bunch of coworkers. I was like walking between, so we had like a bunch of rooms on the 3rd floor to hang out and play board games in the lobby because there's just so many of us hanging out around there. And so running in and out and just seeing new coworkers and being like, "Hey, have you signed a card? No? Please sign a card." And then I show them a trick, and so it was a good time. Yeah, so if you saw me at TwitchCon, I was basically just doing that for this all of the free time, almost all of the free time that I had for this work trip. Hey, welcome in, Chan. How's it going? Chan the Magic Man. Oh, thank you for shouting Chan out. Yeah. So if you guys are not following Chan the Magic Man, please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. One of the few magicians on Twitch that has a regular magic schedule. Normally does Magic Mondays. Also, I've been seeing Chan also integrate his his music into Magic Mondays as well, integrated into his StreamerSonglist / trick list. So there are tricks and songs on Chan's StreamerSonglist / trick list. But anyway, so if you're not following Chan, please give Chan a follow. All right. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, and check out Magic Twitch. There's all of the known magicians that have a regular Twitch schedule. We know more Twitch magicians, but we don't know when they're going to do magic next. Okay, let me find burglars. Okay, who wants to burgle things? I guess. Who requested? Mark Rides, you requested this. Let's have you. I think we have all the 7s for. Cause let me see here. Pretty sure Mark Rides a 7 of spades. There we are. Okay, so we have the 4 7s, including starring Mark Rides. Mark Rides is firmly but not too tight. Is that seriously? I'm so sorry that that's the point that you came in checking the gaff meter. I greatly appreciate you clipping that. Question mark, maybe? I don't. We'll see. But anyway, I'm down. Okay, I gotcha. All right. Okay. So let's see. We have our 4 7s, and these 4 7s are plotting to rob. Oh wait, let's rob Fort Knox. Okay. Mark Rides wants to rob Fort Knox. Okay. So here's the team of 7s, and that's not a coincidence because 7 tends to be a lucky number. So Mark Rides has put together a team of 7s, and they are going to attempt to rob Fort Knox. So here we've got the 7 of diamonds, the 7 of clubs, the 7 of hearts, and of course Mark Rides. So looks like a clip to feature. Oh my god, guys. I missed one stream for a week, and then all of a sudden I'm doing all these things. Alright, so we have all these 7s. And down for burgling. Okay. Alright, so Mark Rides is going to let everybody know to jump onto the Fort Knox bandwagon. Okay, so what we're going to do is Mark Rides is going to tell all of the other 7s to go ahead and break open all of the security walls, and then they're going to get into the vault, and then they're going to store and transit all of the gold and / or any and all of the other valuables from Fort Knox. I don't know what's entirely there, but we know that there's gold. We know that there's currency. I know that there's bullion. I know that there's like silver. I know that there's some other precious metals as well. So any and all of the things they're going to attempt to steal from Fort Knox. and they get lost in there for a little while. Now Mark Rides is operating. Sorry, is handling this entire operation. I guess operating this operation. That's a little redundant. I should probably not say. But anyway, so what's going to happen is somebody realizes that this heist is going on, and Mark Rides realizes, hey, we've been detected. So goes and tells everybody else, hey, we have to get out of here because they're on their way. Luckily, they've grabbed as much loot as they can, and they're going to go ahead and escape through the walls that they broke into, and they have a little area where they're going to meet, and that's where the helicopter is going to pick them up, and they will fly away. And that, my friends, is 4 Burglars starring Mark Rides, who is in chat right now. Thank you so much for the request, Mark Rides. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Down for burgling, yes. Hi, Kips and Lens. Hello. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the applause, Chan the Magic Man, and the claps, Chan. Mark Rides says thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for the request. Thank you for the claps, Kips and Lens. And that was 4 Burglars. Okay, so let's see. That was Tuesday. Wednesday, had sessions all day. Wake up, breakfast in the morning. Sessions all day. Thank you for for the claps, the Rusty Panda. And then in the evening, this was the craziest thing. So happy hour started at like 5:30, 5:45. They would make us. We had like a restaurant, not a restaurant, like an area that was like isolated for us, for my company and my coworkers, and they were making hurricanes for us. And so we would start with a hurricane or two, and then we had no idea that this was the case. They had a parade with police escort from the hotel to the restaurant, and we had a super fancy dinner. So it was a 4-course meal at this restaurant. It's a famous restaurant in New Orleans. So if you've heard of Brennan's, that was the restaurant that we ate at. And the 4-course meal, the salad, I didn't really like the salad because it had cucumbers, and I don't like cucumbers. For anybody who discussed this with me at TwitchCon, I don't like pickles, I don't like cucumbers. At least I'm consistent. All right. Then the appetizer, which was like a soup, it was delicious. It was like a cauliflower soup with like truffle oil, but it was like spiced and seasoned so well, it just tasted amazing. And out of actually all four of the dishes, I loved this cauliflower soup the best. Like I was just like, do I need to eat anything else? Can I just have more of the soup? Like, yeah. Gibson Les says, I don't like cucumbers either. Oh, the Rusty Panda doesn't like cucumbers. Cucumbers are gross. Oh man, this is amazing. Okay, I think I have a new rule for anybody who streams or mods for this channel has to not like cucumbers. Because there we are. That's not. All right. Let's see. Mark Wright says, to be consistent, you would need to not like relish. Also, I also don't like relish. All right. So that's consistent for me. But anyway, Technical Gaff Meter asks, what are y'all cats? Oh, what are y'all? Cats? Yeah. I mean, between being a dog and a cat, I'd probably choose a cat. But anyway. Then the third meal, we had a choice between a chicken dish and a fish dish. I had a fish dish. It was good. It wasn't bad. I would say for other people, there were some people sitting around me that had some small bones in their fish. My fish was fine. It's either that or I just swallowed the bones. But it was good, but it wasn't as good as this cauliflower soup. And then for the fourth dessert course, we had the world famous Bananas Foster. So if you guys don't know what Bananas Foster was, I didn't really know exactly what it was either. But it was basically like a sweet sauce with ice cream and bananas. And the sauce has rum in it, so they light it on fire before they serve it to you. It is ridiculous, and it tastes really good. This would have been my favorite portion of the meal had the cauliflower soup not been so amazing. So this, yeah. And then, in a surprise plot twist, it's a twist! It's a twist! We got a second dessert. So they gave us beignets after what we thought was going to be the last and final course, which was the bananas Foster. They gave us beignets too. And it's like, what? It's a twist! Alright. So yeah, that was great. And showed some magic while I was there at the restaurant. We were waiting for food, in between food, and then on the way out. So got to hey, it's a twist. Oh my god! Thank you so much for the bits and the sound alert. Check the gap meter, greatly appreciate it. Let's set a cucumber behind Nam and see what happens. Oh, I mean, it's fine. I can be in and around near cucumbers. I just can't have them in my mouth. All right, that sounded really terrible. I'm so sorry. I should. Now I know what's going to happen, and all right. All right, lol. Okay, let me get ready for the next trick. The invisible deck. All right, Charlie's Beats. Are you? Yeah, I just saw you in chat. Are you ready to interact with this trick? Because I would like to have you interact with this trick. Also, not a cat. All right. Okay, so we have a request from Charlie's Beats. This is called the Invisible Deck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove this into the internet pipes. Let's go! All right, internet pipes, here we go. And Charlie, if you could accept the deck of cards on your end once it finishes traveling through the internet pipes, that would be wonderful. So here we go. I don't know why the internet pipes has a tongue and it sounded like Cthulhu, but let's just go with it. Okay, so Charlie, I know you're not going to be able to see the deck once it comes out on your side. It's going to be invisible. So go ahead and take it. Once you grab it, negotiating communication. You know, you do have to do that with Cthulhu. That is, yep, it has arrived. All right, excellent. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you open up the deck and pull out all the cards and just fan out all the cards. Now, I know you can't see them, but you'll be able to feel in your heart which card each of the cards are. And I want you to take one of those cards out, remember it, turn it face over, and then put it back into the spread. Close up the spread, take that deck and place it back in the box, close it up, and then send it back through the Cthulhu internet pipes. I'm sorry it sounds like that, but that's just, I don't know. All of the other internet providers weren't that great, so I got the Cthulhu internet pipes. Okay, so that's what we're going with. All right, let me know when you're sending it back, and we will get there. Uploading. All right, here we go. All right, and oh, there we go. There we are. Okay. All right. So, okay, might need a plumber. Yeah, where's Mario when you need him? Is Mario a good plumber, technically? I mean, I don't even... In all of the years that I've seen Mario things, like, he is stated to be a plumber, but how many plumbing things has he actually dealt with? Anyway, neither here nor there. Charlie, if... at this point, I'm not going to break away from the camera, and honestly, if OBS drops anything again, I'm just going to have to start the trick over. But, yeah, we got the Mario dab. There we go. Hold on, which direction? Okay, it's easier for me to dab this way. But, which card did you turn over? And it's okay to go ahead and tell me and everybody. And checking the gaff meter, I'm glad that you're here and you said that you like this trick. I wasn't sure if you were keeping a list/spreadsheet for all of the cards, but lol, I like it. 8 of hearts. Okay. So, 8 of hearts. Now, would you believe that the 8 of hearts is going to be facing in the opposite direction in this packet, in this deck of cards here? Because Charlie's Beats has already turned it over. I know, it's really hard to believe. I know. But, it's the truth. So look, what I'm going to do... I'm going to go ahead and open up the packet. And we're going to go ahead and pull out these cards. And let me just go ahead and just go through these cards until we find a card that is facing in the opposite direction. Like this one. I know, super weird, right? So you continue to overestimate me. I have no sheet, nor have I even caught on to what said sheet may reveal over time. Alright, there we go. So here we are. If this is the Eight of Hearts, Cthulhu expects applause. I don't, but Cthulhu does. So here we go. It is indeed the Eight of Hearts. So for your own souls, I recommend go crazy with applause. Thank you kindly for the claps. The Rusty Panda, checking the gaff meter. Chan the Magic Man, checking the gaff meter. Charlie's Beats. Alright, Cthulhu now knows who the ones. Gibson Lens, getting in there, just making sure. Cthulhu knows who has applauded. Let this moment let this moment be the record. Oh, great Cthulhu. Alright. That, my friends, is the invisible deck. One of the tricks that I only like to do once per stream. But now I've exposed that Cthulhu is my internet connection. Thank you kindly for the applause, Mark Rides, and the Doritos checking the gaff meter. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Alright. Okay. Whew. So, after the parade, after dinner, I ended up hanging out outside of the restaurant because a ton of coworkers were just standing outside. And I literally did street magic. So I did magic on the streets of New Orleans for my coworkers. And so that was fun. Some onlookers did walk by and they were like, "Oh, there's something cool going on." They didn't stop because there was a lot of us. So magic busking. Yeah, I didn't have a tip jar, so I wasn't expecting anything because let's see. Mark Rides says, "I think I'm gonna get some sleep. Not feeling well. Have a great night." Mark Rides, thank you so much for stopping by. Please get some rest. Take care of yourself. Get better, and yeah, we'll see you around, Mark Rides. But take care. Have a glorious night. Alright, where was I? Oh yes, magic busking. Yeah, no, I, I did not busk at any point. I considered it, however, all of the time in which I had that was kind of free, it was cold or rainy. And I only do card magic, so it'd be really tough to do card magic in the rain. I was thinking about maybe hitting up some randos that were not coworkers of mine in the lobby of my hotel, but I was like, okay, if I can't find anybody that I work with, and sure enough, there were just plenty of people that I worked with that I just kept on hitting up coworkers, so it was fine. So yeah, for those of you who missed it earlier, by the end of the week, I had 159 cards signed by coworkers, which means I think that translated to I definitely performed over 200 tricks in a span of 4 days. It was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So yeah, I did over 200 tricks across 4 days. And I did a little impromptu magic show on Thursday night where like I had 3 spectators that already signed cards early in the week, but they were like, "Oh hey, I want to see more," and I was like, "I have more to show you." So there we are. Okay, we have a request from Checking the Gaff Meter. Thank you so much for the request, Checking the Gaff Meter. Let me see here. And this is Shaking the Aces. Okay. All right. We can do that. We can do that. I can even do this on camera, right? Yeah, I can set up on camera. That's not a big deal. Okay, so we need the aces. La la la. There's a 1. There's a 2. There's a 3. There's a 4. Okay, I forget. Does order matter for this? Do I care? Okay, so I have 4 aces here. 1, 2, 3, 4. What I want to do with these aces is, if I flip over all these aces and I place the ace of spades face up in the packet, you'll still see it right here. But if I just hold the packet and I give it a shake, that's actually going to make some aces either turn face up or face down. In this case, I've turned the ace of spades face down. So look. Okay, so now all I have to do is hold the packet and give it another shake, and that shake is actually going to turn something else face up. We have the ace of hearts turned face up. Okay, now if I hold the packet and give it another shake, that's actually going to turn up another one. That's going to turn up the ace of clubs. Now, some people believe that I have to do it with the cards face down, but actually I could shake the cards face up, and in this case we would be able to make another one go face up, and actually you'll see it kind of happen right before your eyes, because look, that clubs actually has turned into a diamond. Interesting, right? Now, I'm going to go ahead and place this face down into the packet. And we have indeed, let me see here. We have indeed 1, 2, 3, 4 cards face down. Now, magicians want to tell you that we can turn over a card really fast. And I don't want you to watch, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this card over, but not this one. I want you to watch this one. This is the one that I turn over really fast, because I'm just going to flip this one over, and so we're going to turn that one over really fast, right? 1, 2, 3. And actually, I didn't just flip that card over. I actually flipped all of them over. Is that weird or what? And that, my friends, is shaking the aces. Diamond Club 816, welcome in, how's it going? And then also, WTF, says Diamond Club. Welcome in, how's it? Thank you for the applause, Diamond Club 816. Thank you kindly for the claps, Chan the Magic Man, Charlie's Beats, the Rusty Panda, checking in the gaff meter, Gibson Lens, thank you so much for all the applause. Full disclosure, I almost forgot something in the middle of that, and I was like, but I think it was fine. And if you saw me hesitate at one point, I was like, that was what I was trying to remember. What the hell do I do next? But I remembered, and I think it was fine. So I'm gonna say I was happy enough with that trick. It doesn't need to become a boss. For anybody who is interested in knowing what I'm referencing and doesn't know what a boss trick is here, I was basically deciding, do I need it to be homework? Okay, that was shaking the aces. Oh, and then we have we have Restless Lady, requested by Chan the Magic Man. Thank you so much for the request. Actually, let's go ahead and grab the Chan signed queen. There it is. And then I need to find few other cards here. I was actually thinking about this the other day, and it's like, why do I grab certain cards for this particular trick? Because as I did the trick, it didn't really matter what the other 4 cards are, ultimately. Because I need 4 other cards. That's really what it boils down to. So, was that the part when you said, "I'm trying to remember"? Yes, that was the part. Yeah. That was correct. Checking the gaff meter. You caught me. You caught me. I've been caught. Tan-handed. I don't know what color. Beige? Pink? I don't know. there's this imprecision about color perception, and then I just realized that it's very subjective from other people's visual systems because it's going to be going through computer hardware. It's very limited, and then it's like, and then even your eyes don't interpret color the same way. I don't know if anybody's gone through this existential exercise, but you didn't say that, silly. No? Okay. Also, human memory is pretty terrible. So, yeah. Even though I had some fun travel, I did not sleep very well this entire week up until last night was the first night I think I slept really well. Even like, so I was back in town on Friday, and then I think I slept decently Friday night, Saturday morning. But then I woke up Saturday and I still felt like this weird, like mental hangover cloud from travel, and I was like, I was not like even the same. And then this morning I finally woke up from like a sleep and I felt like relatively normal, and I'm like, okay, I'm glad that this weird feeling is now gone. So I felt better about it. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with traveling. It's just like airport times for like I live near an airport and it is not a big airport, so like none of the flights are ever at a convenient, because all the flights out of here you have to make other early flights elsewhere, and it's like so anyway. Okay, so we got the next request. Thank you so much for requesting the Restless Lady, Chan the Magic Man. Alright, here we are. Okay, so what we have here are the 6 of diamonds, the 7 of diamonds, the 8 of diamonds, the 9 of diamonds, and of course, Chan the Magic Man, signed Queen of Clubs. There we have it. So you have Chan the Magic Man. Okay, now Chan the Magic Man is a little restless. Now, if you've gone to Chan the Magic Man stream, sometimes you'll see Chan the Magic Man performing tricks, doing some songs, but then also changing his stream to make things amazing and awesome, like adding tricks to the StreamerSonglist, like me, like. So, but look, we're gonna go ahead and leave Chan over here. But if Chan gets a chance to make a new friend, Chan's gonna take that opportunity. Okay, so here's the thing. That's one of the friends that Chan wants to meet, the 6 of diamonds, right? But look, if we just go ahead and let Chan, touch their hearts, or in this case, I guess, touch their diamonds. But look, Chan will find a way to make a new friend. There we are. I know, that's interesting, right? So now, what we're going to do is, let's pretend that we think that Chan is going to go to bed for the night. And Chan does, but he streams almost every day, right? I think, Chan, I think you stream at least 4 times a week. Chan, you are like one of the most consistent streamers that I know, that like you stream like all the time. When he's not doing Magic, Chan will stream retro games and community games and things like that. So if you're not following Chan the Magic Man, please give him a follow. But anyway, look, if we just give Chan, like we think Chan goes to bed, but then the next day, Chan gets a chance to make another impression onto another diamond. And so if we just put them in front of Chan's stream, right? Hold on, I gotta do this not in front of my picture. Okay, cool. Now we're just gonna go ahead and give Chan a chance to get in front of these viewers. And actually, if you didn't notice, Chan the Magic Man has appeared. There's Chan. And we're gonna go ahead and say Chan is tired, so he turns off stream. But let me just go ahead and show you. You may think Chan's here, but he's not. That's okay. You just wait until the next day, and Chan will find a way to get back on stream to make a new friend. And finally, Chan is not here, but Chan can be here. And then after a while, you realize, oh man, Chan has made so many friends in your communities that you see Chan everywhere. So look, Chan's in this person's chat, Chan's in this person's chat, Chan's in this person's chat, and that person's chat, and this other person's chat. And so yeah, that is. But look, all we have to do is we think that Chan's been trying to make so many friends, and you know what? Chan's a really nice guy. He's really cool. and here's the thing. So all of the diamonds talk about it and decide, hey, you know what? Chan's pretty cool. Let's let him in. So he's no longer just a queen of clubs in their circles. They see him as their queen. So I know that's a really weird analogy, but just go with me on that one. So Chan becomes the queen of diamonds. And that, my friends, is Restless Lady themed as Chan the Magic Man making friends on Twitch. So I did cover up. This is signed by somebody else, but just pretend it's Chan for right now. I just realized this is probably one of the tricks that I theme differently the most. Like, I come up with like a new story for it like every single time. It is kind of funny. And so I'm happy and glad that you guys are here, and especially because like people who know, like people in the community, you guys get like what Twitch. So I've tried explaining Twitch to somebody who doesn't understand what Twitch is, and they kind of get it at a very top level, but it doesn't really work. So, you know, the struggle is real. I mean, it's not any different from like my usual technical work. Like, I'm a software engineer. Oh, what do you do? Oh, you program? And it's like, okay. Yeah, you can just think that. That's fine. It's just simpler. Oh, man. Thank you kindly for the claps and applause and the emotes. Chan the Magic Man, the Rusty Panda, Gibson Lens, Charlie's Beats. Thank you so much. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And Chan, hopefully you enjoyed that. That was a custom patter for you. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, just before... Chan the Magic Man, thank you so much for the tip. You did not have to tip. Wait a second. How did you tip? Did I have my tip on? I don't recall setting up my tip. That is... I don't... I'm going to have to look into this, because I thought I disabled it. Unless I turned it on, but it never advertised it. But Chan, thank you so much. This is the best trick I've seen a story about my streaming. Absolutely well done. Oh, thank you so much, Chan. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Chan's pulling magic tricks, doing things that I didn't know that I had enabled. So thank you so much. That was wonderful. Man, where was I going with this? I don't even remember now. What was I gonna say? Okay, all right. So before we go anywhere, I do want to let people know that I'm thinking about what deck I want the next Twitch deck to be. But before we do that, we have 4 cards left to sign. There's not many, and I've discovered what the least popular suit is. It's clubs. Because not only in the Twitch deck, but actually I went through 4 decks, well, 3 decks, like to completion, and then the 4th one I started during this past week. And clubs, undeniably the least popular suit. Everybody's like, ooh, I want spades, or I want hearts, or I want diamonds. Nobody likes clubs. So, but when we fill in these 4 clubs, I believe the next Twitch deck will be, and I think you guys will agree, this might be one of the most appropriate things in the world, will quite literally be the TwitchCon 2023 deck. So I will make this the next Twitch deck, and so people will be able to sign the cards in the quite literal Twitch deck as the next Twitch deck. So heads up for everybody who is interested, and also and the Rusty Panda and I have already talked about this, and actually Gibson Lens, let me know if you would like to keep the Ace of Clubs or not, or if you want to switch to a different card. But I'm going to also kick off this deck with my mods signing a card, because honestly they give me a lot of time and support, and I greatly appreciate them. So I want them to have first crack at the cards in this deck. So, and also, you see them here most of the time, so they're definitely going to be here. So I know that the Rusty Panda wants to have the Ace of Hearts, and so we will need Gibson Lens to confirm selection, and then my two mods will begin in the Twitch deck, quite literally the Twitch deck. Ace of Diamonds? Oh, thank goodness you said Ace of Diamonds, because in my mind it was Ace of... But I was going to check before I actually signed anything, the chat, so yeah, Ace of Diamonds, there we go, okay. Haha! Diamonds! Okay. So, Gibson Lens, let me know which card you want, and we will do that. Lol, I panicked. Okay, good. Well, good, and thanks you said something, because otherwise I would have messed up. You know what? Maybe I should... I'll take the Ace of Hearts. Oh, okay, alright, excellent. Alright, okay, you know what? Let's do this now before I mess it up. Okay, so just to confirm, Gibson Lens, Ace of Hearts. The Rusty Panda, Ace of Diamonds. Okay. Alright, so. Okay. We will go with Gibson Lens. Okay. And then the Rusty Panda. The Rusty Panda. Okay. All right. Okay, christening the new deck even before we fill up the previous deck, mostly just so that I don't mess this up later. But I had this idea, and I'm like, you know, this would be brilliant. So, there we are. So once we fill up these four, anybody else who ends up resubbing or gift subbing, you will get your chance to fill this up as well after we fill up these four. And once again, I do want to limit people to just one card in the deck, because I don't want it to be a situation where I have, you know, I know somebody who drops like, you know, 10 gift subs gets 1/5 of the deck, and then it's mostly all about them, and especially if they're not here. I don't want to exclude people from being able to sign a card if they want to. So I will, of course, still have this deck. I will still do tricks with it. But anyway. Okay. There we are. So now that we've got the two red aces taken out, people who want red aces, I'm sorry for future. All right. Okay, excellent. All right. Now, we do have a trick. Let me prep for this one. And just to make my life easier, I need to do something over here. Let's go ahead and do this. And I need to not have... Okay. Hold on tight. I need to shuffle. I don't necessarily want to give away that this is a brand new deck of cards. So I filled up all of the other decks of cards that I brought to New Orleans with coworkers, so I had to open up brand new decks of cards just so I would have them lying around. But long story short, I just prefer to do this one without it. Alright, so the Rusty Panda has requested the Chicago Opener, also known as Red Hot Mama. Wait, hold on. I'm going to come back here for a second. And where? Oh, no. That heat map's all the way over there. Okay, hold on. Delicious. Okay, there we go. Okay, first things first. We are going to need a card selected. So, let's go ahead and have a card selected. If you are on desktop, you should be able to click directly on the screen and we will place a heat map. If there's multiple cards, we'll do a card showdown. And I'm pretty sure heat map's working. I did just do a heat map thing. And if we don't have anybody on desktop, that's okay. If anybody would like to select a wait, I see one. It is this one. Okay. I'm going to push that out. Okay. All right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and look away, and I will turn this face up, and then hopefully somebody will have it. Okay, so I'm on mobile, sorry. That's okay. Hopefully whoever clicked on the screen, you are okay with this. This is now chat selection. I'm going to close my eyes, turn my head. I will cough. No, wait, sorry. That's wrong place, wrong time. I'm going to go ahead and turn this card over. You guys can take a look. Hopefully somebody will have this card. Hopefully that was enough time. I'm going to go ahead and flip it back over, opening my eyes, turning my head back, and we got a Lamau and a lull out of that joke. All right, got it. Excellent. Thank you, the Rusty Panda. Now we're going to be losing this card into the packet like so, like this. Now, I know that everybody misses our true magical talent of the stream, and I have not brought them out today yet. But let's go ahead and bring on our friend, the Deck Sock. Alchemutation! Alright, hold on, my hands are up here. Welcome in, Alchemutation. How's it going? Craig, thank you so much for the raid. And thank you so much for these... How was your stream? Alright, yeah, Deck Sock, that's right. Yeah, if you have the Deck Sock emotes, feel free to spam them. But, welcome in, everybody. Let me see. It was great. Unsolicited Deck Sock. Yes, that's right. Let's see. Okay, so... Welcome in, Placenta of Doom. Welcome in... Kraken Not Stirred. Welcome in, of course, Alchemutation, Craig. Welcome in, Sendai Sweetie. Welcome in, Radurden. Alright, excellent. Thank you so much for the raid. We were in the middle of a trick. We just had... So the Rusty Panda requested this trick. Somebody else made the selection using the heat map. And now the Deck Sock is going to go ahead and do the trick for us. Because between me and the Deck Sock, the true magical talent of the stream is actually the Deck Sock. Welcome in, Half a Bee. So here we go. Actually, wait. The Deck Sock is now instilling its magic into the deck. I know. It looks very silly, but you know what? Magic's not all about being serious all the time. Okay, so now the Deck Sock's telling me to spread. The cards! Get your mind out of the gutter. Okay, actually, there's one card that is conspicuously different than the rest. Hey, the Rusty Panda, what was the card? Could you please go ahead and tell me and chat and the Deck Sock which card it was? King of Clubs. Alright, so now if we take a look at this red card, it is indeed the King of Clubs. I know, it's super strange. So, alright, we did that once. Why can't we do it again? So, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and do this again, and I will spread through the cards. You know what? Why don't we have just one of these cards selected here? Alright, if you're on desktop, you should be able to click on one of these somewhere directly on the screen, and then we'll have like a heat map. Okay, whoa, we got 3! Oh my god, this is so amazing. Alright, so I saw... Alright, so we've got this one, We've got this one. And then we've got this one. Okay, we're going to need to narrow this down. Okay. All right. So, now, importantly, we need those votes to consolidate on one of these three. So, for those of you who've clicked on the heat map, go ahead and consolidate. Whichever one has the most votes, we will use. And I see two more heat maps on the screen that haven't been consolidated. That is one over here and the one that's on my head. Alright, it looks like we've got this one. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is, if you had gone with any one of these, it would have been something else. But what we're going to do is, if you had gone with this one, it's actually here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and reveal. So I'm going to close my eyes, and you guys take a look. Make sure you remember what this is. There we are. Okay. I'm going to place this down. Before I close it up, I'm going to open my eyes and okay. Does somebody in chat know what this card was? Got it. Okay, the Rusty Panda has it. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to close it up, and we're going to lose it in the deck. Okay. So what the deck sock did the first time was make your selection change into a red-backed card. So what we're going to do is have this deck sock do it again. And I see a lot of heat maps right above my head. And so let me go ahead and try and consume all of these. Delicious heat maps. Thank you for giving me all of your heat maps. If you didn't know, I have MP, magic points, and the heat maps will slowly regenerate my MP. So there we are. Okay, alright. So, important question. What was the card this time? Feel free to go ahead and tell me in chat and the deck sock. It's okay. The deck sock knows what it is. I mean, the deck sock can know what it is. You missed one? No, that one was added afterwards. So this one is an additional. 7 of spades. Okay, alright, excellent. Let's go ahead and spread the cards. The cards. Get your mind out of the gutter. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. Hey, deck sock. I don't see anything that's red. Did you do your magic? Are you out of MP? Do you need magic? See, somebody's giving you some MP. Is that not enough? Is that okay? Hold on. Alright. I'm gonna spread the cards again. Deck sock, don't embarrass me in front of all my new friends. Look, Alchemmutation rated in. I don't want them to look like a doofus, okay? So, alright. Okay, one more try. Fine, deck sock. One more try. Okay, here we go. Nope, nothing. Deck sock, what are you doing to me? Oh. Hey guys. The deck sock touched this card. And you said the card was 7 of spades? But wait, this was the king of clubs before. Oh! Deck sock, thank you for not embarrassing me in front of my new friends. Well, I guess, so, if anybody didn't know, Alchemmutation, aka Craig, is like the #1 raider in. So, the most number of raids in is held to my stream is held by Alchemmutation. So heads up. That, my friends, was the Chicago opener, also known as Red Hot Mama. Thank you so much for the request, the Rusty Panda, and thank you so much for the raid, Alchemmutation. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you kindly for the claps, the Rusty Panda, and the Mind Blown Diamond Club, and the claps, and the emotes, Placenta of Doom, Gibson Lens, and the woo, Alchemmutation. Happy to. How much to beat his record? Lol. Alright, let me see. I think if I search for, and I did recently consolidate my streaming, I had multiple streaming spreadsheets, so now I have one. So now it should be way easier. Alchemmu. Okay, so if we include today's, let me see. Let's see, there's 15 instances, but 1 I rated in, 1 I called out in the title, so that's 13, 14. So, Alchemmutation has rated in 14 times into this stream, and that is a lot. So nobody else has gotten close. I think that maybe the next few people have gotten closer, like 4 or 5. So anyway, thank you so much for the raid once again. Craig, is there a trick you would like to see, or is there a trick that you would like me to show your community? Thank you so much for bringing your community over. Thank you so much for the follow, Half a B. Greatly appreciate it. Is that including tonight? Yes, that is including tonight. 14 includes tonight. Let's see. For anybody who does not know, I use a StreamerSonglist, but there's no songs in it. It is filled with tricks. So it is a trick list, and I've made it a trick list. If anybody would like to request anything, trick requests are free. I think you just have to like be a follower. So also, if you don't know what trick you want to request, but you want to see more magic, just type !random, and a random one will be put into the queue. There is one that is not a magic trick. It is just a regular trick, but everything else is a magic trick. So, streamer trick list is just due to be created. I mean, Obi-Wan, you're not wrong. Welcome in, Obi-Wan. How's it going? Alchemmutation has requested, I know Kung Fu. Great choice, great choice. All right, so now we're gonna go back to the Twitch deck because let me see, and we know Alchemmutation assigned the 9 of Hearts. So let's go ahead and get that ready. And welcome in, everybody. Oh yeah, by the way, let me introduce myself for anybody who may not know me from the raid. But hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian, spelled with a K, 2 E's, 3 N's. You know, the weird spelling that you see in this channel. But I like to do sleight of hand card magic, and that's what I do on stream. So welcome to Sleight of Hand Sunday. So that's when I normally try and do my sleight of hand streams. If you catch me any other time, I might be playing games or doing recaps of events that I've been to. But I actually came back from a work trip, so I kind of am doing my recap / sleight of hand stream together today. But anyway, I also like to eat heat maps. Delicious. Okay, so let me take a swig of my tea. Reminder for anybody who's been sitting around for a while and you have not hydrated, please hydrate. Okay, so we have our Alchemmutation 9 of Hearts here. Oh, if anybody's curious about signing a card, we only have 4 more cards left in this deck to sign, and then we will have completely filled an entire deck of Twitch friends. So anyway, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do something interesting. And so, okay, we have all the kings. I'm going to go ahead and turn these kings face down, like so. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to leave the 9 just there for a second. And so I'm going to go ahead and place the 2 black kings over here. I'm going to grab the 9, place it with the red kings. And let's see. And all I have to do is do a magical twist like that. Actually, our 9 has disappeared, because if I show you over here, we only have 2 cards, and they happen to be the 2 red kings, because the 9 has magically appeared between the 2 black kings. Super weird, right? I know. If you missed anything, let's see. If you missed anything, Alchemmutation says, "What?" I know. If look, we'll do it again. We'll do it slightly differently that time. I know, that was strange. Dude, Alchemmutation. Craig, did you know that you can teleport? Look, when you know Kung Fu, it's not just about the martial arts. You can teleport too. That's basically what this trick is saying, right? Here, we'll do it again in a similar fashion. Okay, so look. Okay, this time I'll turn the red ones face down, but I'll keep the black kings face up. Okay, and then we got this. And then I'm going to go ahead and place that out there for a second. And so this time, I'm actually going to place the 9 of hearts in between the 2 black kings, like so. Now, with the 2 red kings, all I have to do is just give it a twist, and actually the 2 cards becomes just 1 card. And actually, if you thought that the 9 of hearts was in there, it was until it teleported over here, because look, this is now the 9 of hearts. Now you're probably wondering where the red kings are, because there's only 1 card in between there. Well, if we just go ahead and just remove the black kings, and I just show you when you hold a single card on its edges like this and you just pull, they actually become 2 cards. And here we have both of our red kings. And that, my friends, is I Know Kung Fu. Thank you so much for the raid, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. Alchemutation, aka Craig. If you're not following Craig, oh yeah, if we haven't given a shout out to Alchemutation, I think we did, but if we haven't given it a shout out, please give Alchemutation a follow. Craig is a guitarist in Canada, plays metal, also enjoys playing what we now call is Smilecore. If you're not smiling while you're listening to Craig play, then I don't know what you're listening to, but it's probably not Alchemutation. So, all right, excellent. Craig is awesome, says Chan the Magic Man. That's a testimony. I couldn't have said it better myself. Which clearly I didn't, because Chan said it, you know. We didn't set anything up, I'm just saying. Alright. Okay, let's see here. Oh, I missed some. Let's see. Oh, the Rusty Panda says, alright, I'm headed out. Thanks for the tricks. The Rusty Panda, thank you so much for stopping by. You have a glorious night. Take care, and we'll see you around. Let's see. Chan says, have I told you that I will be dropping a new song with collab of Alchemutation, which I will release tomorrow on stream? Chan, I don't know if you've said that in a place in which I was able to observe that, but that is exciting. That is so cool. Guys, if you're not following both Alchemutation, our raider, and Chan the Magic Man, one of the other magicians who also does music, please give them follows. And actually, if you catch Chan the Magic Man stream tomorrow, you might be able to see Alchemutation and Chan's collaboration released tomorrow on stream. That's exciting. That's so cool, guys. That is super cool. Let's see. Obi-Wan says, I don't remember if my name is in the deck. I don't know if your name is in the deck either, Obi-Wan. I don't recall. So I'm going to assume that you did not sign one in the past. Because I think you've requested tricks before, right? So if you've requested tricks, I would have normally tried to use it. And I haven't tried to use it. So I'm going to guess. Alright, I'm just taking a look now, really quick. I do not see an Obi-Wan card, so no, you have not signed one. For the record. Let's see. What? Flip! Nice! Lol. Okay. And then, let's see. My teleportation foo is rusty. I mean, it happens. Huh? What? Thank you for the applause, Chan the Magic Man. Thank you kindly for the claps. Alchemutation. We got a wow from Obi-Wan. Ha, thanks now. Do you play metal ballad? Obi-Wan asks Alchemutation. Hey, Nam, Chan highlighted a message. Oh, okay. I got there. We got there. Sorry. I kind of do now. Alright. Sweet. Cool. So excited. Yeah, that's cool news, guys. I will definitely give a listen. I know you've written my name in a former deck. I've written your name in a former deck, Obi-Wan? I only have one Twitch deck. Did we meet in person? I don't think I met you in person. Hold on. No, no, these cards. No, I don't think I have your... Anyway. Obi-Wan, have you subscribed or given a gift sub in stream? I think you've gotten a gift sub before. Have you given one? Because if you have, you get to sign one. Oh, not yet. Okay. All right. Gotcha. Well, it's up to you if you would like to sign one. There's 4 left, or if you wait until these 4 get signed, then you get to crack at a brand new deck. So the 4 are very unpopular clubs that are remaining. Anyway, I'm honest. Thank you, Obi-Wan. Greatly appreciate it for your honesty. Okay, Charlie's Beats has requested a trick called Hellman's Aces. And so full disclosure, I performed this a couple times with the coworkers the last few weeks. And I'm thinking I don't like this trick that much when done in real person because I did not get really great reactions. So my friends and I, my magic friends and I, were discussing a way to, spruce it up a little bit. So let me do it this way, and then I might do a slight variation on this, which might be better, but we'll see. Alright, thank you so much for the request, Charlie's Beats. We have our 2 jokers here, and the jokers are really great at finding some cards. Let me just go ahead and just give these a little bit of a shuffle, some cuts, some more cuts, and there we are. They're really great at finding some of the most powerful cards in the deck, and they happen to be the aces. So here, look, if I just go ahead and I place them directly on the top, and actually, you know what? Let me just do it slightly differently now. So look, I'm going to go ahead and place them directly on the top, and turn them face down. If I snap, they're going to be able to capture an ace in between them. Once again, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and have them find another ace. And we'll do it face up this time. There we go. Ace of clubs. Now you know that they can find the ace whether they are face up or face down. So let me go ahead and just turn them face down together, and they can find another ace. And then once again, our last one. Ace of spades. And that, my friends, is Hellman's Aces slightly modified. So that's the one that I've been doing. Long story short, I think that in my magic, I'll give you this discussion. So actually, if anybody's interested in magic discussion, so hey, welcome in, ChromoPunk. Thank you so much for the applause. Thank you so much for the claps. Charlie's Beats, Gibson Lens, and thank you for the nice chant, the Magic Man. So basically the trick is produce a 4 of a kind. So normally aces, because the name of the trick is Hellman's Aces, but really you can make anything appear. So what my friends and I were discussing was originally how it was structured was that the 4th ace that I made appear here was the 3rd one, and then the 4th one was way less, I guess, impressive in our opinion, so I moved it to the 4th one. And so I'll do the 1st, 2nd, and then 3rd and 4th, and then make the 4th one the impressive one. But it still didn't hit very well when I was performing it this weekend. So this trick, Hellman's Aces, if anybody's familiar with the brand Hellman's Mayonnaise, the original trick that this is based on is called Hold the Mayo. So let me perform Hold the Mayo with the version that we were thinking. I'm going to dispense with some handlings or whatever, but here, we're just going to go ahead and do that right now. So here we are. Okay, so this is actually Hold the Mayo. All right, we're going to go ahead and have our two jokers. They're great at finding the most powerful cards in the deck. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn them and look. Hold the Mayor. And so look, we've got one ace already appearing in between our two jokers, okay? So once again, they're going to be able to... Hellman's doesn't work in the West Coast because it's called Best Foods here. What? No way. Okay, so originally, I mean, the person who created the Hellman's thing is he's UK, so he's English. English or British. I think they prefer to be called English. I don't know. I guess it depends on which region you live in. But anyway, so here we have another ace. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place the two jokers face to face. And what you would imagine is so when I place the two jokers face to face, I'm going to go ahead and turn both jokers upside down. And believe it or not, both jokers aren't just going to find them. They are going to become the other two aces. And that, my friends, is, I think, modified Hold the Mayo. So, all right. Obi-Wan says, Hold the Mayor. Yeah, Hellman's doesn't work in the West Coast. Yeah, so that's super interesting. So, I did not know that. But that was two variations on a very similar trick. And so, for a lot of people who are not in the magic world, you might see that and be like, oh, that's basically kind of the same trick. And to us magicians, it is technically a completely different trick. But because they're similar and one is based on another, you might be able to like trace the lineage of like a variation of a trick back to like, you know, various different people. So it's like, oh, you see this magician did it this way, and then you see this, it's based on this other trick of this magician, and they did it this way. And so the methods of achieving either the same effect or like the progression of the trick is slightly different. And also, if you had included patter, then the trick that has the patter is part of that particular performance of the trick. So anytime I do anything, even though the mechanics are the same, my patter is generally different than anything else. The patter are the words that I say during the trick. Sometimes, like for example, this trick, I wasn't even trying to like hide anything because we were doing this from like a comparison standpoint, comparing this trick to his last trick. So, but yeah, the Joker becomes the aces. Yes, that's right. That's the punchline for this one. The Trek Nerd, hey, welcome in. How's it going? Trek Nerd is confirming the truth about Hellman's not working on the West Coast. Yeah. So, see, this is how little I've been to the West Coast, like 2 or 3 times, mostly for conventions and hanging out with my best friend. So those are the only times that I've been on the West Coast, really. Oh, actually, and going to my best friend's wedding. That was the 4th time. So, let's see. Thank you so much for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Gibson Lens, Obi-Wan. I said Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this, and then do this, just to keep track of... I technically chose Hold the Mayo myself, so... But we did perform that and compared it, so just get the count in there. Just so I can keep integrity of my spreadsheet. The thing is, I don't know how many tricks I do for a hype train unless I go revisit it, so normally I'll do counts where it's like, this is how many tricks I did based on the streamer song list, based on the trick list, and then I add +1 hype train, or +2 hype train. Thank you so much for this heat map. Delicious. Alright. Next we have a request from Charlie's Beats. Thank you so much for the request, Charlie. This is good because you guys are requesting tricks that I did not practice over the last week. So this is We got more? We got more. Okay. Delicious. Let's see. I do have to grab some cards. We will grab the aces, and let me grab the queens. Actually, wait. Charlie's doing this. Let me grab the fives and the queens instead. So, if anybody saw some social media pictures recently, I shared a picture in which I used a bunch of leftovers. So I combined some elbow macaroni with some leftover pho broth and like a teaspoon of leftover chili, and I created this concoction. And I don't know what to call it because I don't know if it really has a name. But think of it as like hamburger helper, but instead of the hamburger helper part, it was basically pho flavored, like beef broth pho, and and a little bit of like chili, and it was delicious. Gotta replenish that MP. Craig, you right. You right. A magician without MP is no bueno. Correct. I saw that. It was pretty interesting. Yes. Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm proud of this concoction. I don't know if anybody else would have come up with it because a lot of times I think people finish their pho broth. I have this strange, so there's this place that has pho near me, and when my wife and I go get it, she finishes all of her broth, and I try and eat as much, conserving as much broth as possible, and then I take the broth home, and I have noodles at home, so I can just add noodles and meat at home, but I can't easily recreate that broth. So I have like 2 or 3 other meals from that broth, even if I have to augment it with some more like, stock broth or something. But it's usually pretty good. And this time I was like, what if I put macaroni elbows into it? And I'm like, oh, it needs a little something else. And I'm like, let me just go ahead and put, because I had some leftover chili. And I'm like, let me just put a teaspoon of this, see how it flavors. And I was like, this tastes like pho, but amazing. Like, so, I don't know. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I just went off on a food tangent there. Let's see. We are going to go ahead and have everything like... I forgot how I set this up. Okay, alright. I'm just going to go with it because I think I do this. Sorry, I'm just remembering how to replay this in my head because... Okay, alright. I think I got it. Oh, actually, we can do the... let me do the emulator save state, load state version of this. Talking about food is good because we like food. Yeah, I don't know anybody who's still alive that doesn't eat food. That was a little delayed, but I felt like I had to do it. I'm just going to talk about food on my stream now. I mean, look, it's your stream. I don't tell you how to live your life, Craig. You do you. Okay, alright, where was I? Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, alright, here we go. So we have save state, load state. We have the 4 queens, and then we have the 4 fives. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and hold the fives, and we're going to go ahead and introduce all of the queens. So we have the queen of spades. We have the queen of diamonds. We have the queen of clubs. We have the queen of hearts. Alright, so I'm going to leave all of the queens over here. And I will hold all of the, I was about to say aces, but all of the fives over here. And I just want you to remember that this is the state. Fives are over here and the queens are over here. So we're going to hit this save state. And for those of you who are familiar with video game emulators and slash horror, I mean, there's a lot of software that basically has emulation that lets you save state now. So I guess it's just not just there. But okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to do something interesting. Okay, so as you progress and play through the game, you might be able to interact with some memory addresses, and you're going to change the state of the game. So what might have been a 5 over here, if we go ahead and touch some state of the game and we change it, it's actually going to become a queen. I know, super weird. But look, what we're going to do is we have 5s over here, and if I go ahead and I try to just touch and make something change, it won't, I guess, change right away. That's really tough, but maybe there's a delay, so you do something and then you see the change happen later, like right there. So now there's a queen. That's changed to a queen. Okay, and then we have our 2 5s here, but if I just go ahead and, some people think that you can only change one at a time, but you can actually change more than one at a time. And there's our 2 additional queens. So now all 4 queens are over here. And if we just take a look, these should be our 5s now. Yep, that's correct. So there's, all right. But let's say you don't like that state. So we're going to go ahead and load the state. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit load state, and we're going to go back to our original state, right? So 5s over here, queens over here, load state. So now if I show you, here's all of our 5s, 2, 3, and then of course here's our queens, and that, my friends, is reset with load state and save states. Thank you kindly for the applause, Chan the Magic Man, and the claps, Charlie's Beats, and also thank you for the request, Charlie. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you so much for the claps, Gibson Lens. Alchemmutation says, LOL! And Charlie has redeemed clear plastic cards. Thank you so much for the applause, Diamond Club. Alright. But it's true, the other day I was a stream of someone tasting ice cream, 150 viewers. I mean, there's something to be said for people eating ice cream, and I guess also I don't want to necessarily call this out as like, perhaps Twitch is like male dominated, and if the person eating ice cream was female, and maybe if they were eating it in an unconventional manner. I don't want to demonstrate, but allow me to no, I'm not going to demonstrate. I'm kidding. Actually, if I was in Gibson Lens's stream and I said that in chat, I would totally do this to myself. There it is. Bad crazy Asian. No eating in a normal manner. Oh, eating in a normal manner. Okay, all right. Yeah. So, all right. Okay, so Charlie, I just did reset, and you just did this. So, Chan the Magic Man, I hope you're okay with Michael Elevator with clear plastic cards, because that's where we're going. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, also they could have been popular for something else, and then they just happened to incidentally be eating ice cream. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I don't try and judge. Okay. All right. Clear plastic cards. We have 2 choices. Let me see here. Clear plastic cards sounds like the follow-up song to Fake Plastic Trees. Oh. All right, let's see here. All right. Charlie, you can choose, and if you need to defer, we'll also give kind of like Chain the Magic Man, because I'm basically stealing his trick for your redeem. Do you want these cards, the ones where everything is basically clear except for the corners, or do you want to see these cards where they're just clear as a diamond? So we'll give you the choice there. Those are the two clear plastic cards that we got. That stream was already partner, average over 100 views per stream, so it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, what she does, she just has numbers. Yeah, that's so. There you go. So she's already a partner. So, okay. All right. Wait, A. Wait, did I say this was A and this was B, or is this B? Hold on. Wait. Let me. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. Much better. Way clearer now. Well, I'm glad someone did. I mean, I think if I were to eat ice cream on stream... Okay. Alright, 2. Oh, okay. Alright. Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, full disclosure, as much as I think these are kind of novel, it's really tough to see things with tricks with these because you only have the pip, and sometimes it's not clear. So unless you're doing, I think oil and water, to the extent that this is probably okay. Everything else is like, oh, you got to be able to tell a thing. So, but they're there. I mean, they're your points. You can you can make me do whatever you want. Okay, let me rephrase. Within the realm of my redeems, you can do what you like. Let's be reasonable here. Okay, and then we just need 3 other cards. You know what? Actually, what might be easier? I'm actually going to grab 4 red face cards, because that'll be easier to see, I think. Normally, I would just use all the kings, but I think it'll be easier to see this way. Alright, so we have 4 red face cards, and these are going to be black spot cards. There, okay. Alright. Diamond Club asks if I got the reference to clear plastic card. Sounds like the follow-up song to Fake Plastic Trees. I don't understand the musical reference. I understand that it is a musical reference, but I don't know the musical reference. So, okay, Alchemmutation says Radiohead song. Okay. Yep. My apologies. I'm not that So, full disclosure, you got half of it. Wait, you half got it. All right. I understand. I think I had heard that it was a song. I definitely didn't know it was a Radiohead song. Quick, nobody tell Rob Kovacs. All right. Okay. All right. Here we are. We have we have some cards. All right. Okay, so we have 3 black spot cards and 4 red face cards. And I'm going to go ahead and leave the face cards over here just for a second. 2, 3, 4. And then we have our 3 black spot cards right there. So, actually, you know what? I have to start over because I think I did something wrong. We're going to start over anyway. We're going to go ahead and add that to the mulligan count. Thank you kindly for the attempted mulligan alchemmutation. Okay, alright. Here we are. I'm just trying to remember how I get into this situation. Because the beginning of the trick, arguably the most important. Ah, okay. Sorry, I messed this up. So we're going to do this again. All right. Okay. Here we are. Here we go. Okay. All right. Back. I also think perhaps the clear cards might be throwing me off. You know, I'm not used to doing tricks with these things. The extent in which I do tricks with clear cards is literally here on stream. So, all right. We have our black spot cards and our red face cards. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place the red face cards out like this. And then we have our black spot cards here. And what we are going to do is we are going to have the black spot cards represent zombies descending on our red face card heroes that are surviving the zombie apocalypse. And so these are 4 different apartment buildings, and these zombies are going to descend on the first one. Now, with some ingenuity and some innovation, this first red face card is actually going to be able to get on top of the apartment building, and they will be able to escape. And once again, we have a second one. So these zombies are now going to descend on the second apartment building, like so. Once again, this hero, great at surviving zombie apocalypses. Is that the plural of apocalypse? Apocalypses? Is it not apocalypsi? No, that doesn't sound right. Apocalypses. All right, but look, that red face card is also going to be able to jump up to the top and escape. Now, the zombies, these are not like rabid virus zombies. They're kind of like slower moving but thinking zombies. So they're like, hey, let me just go ahead, and they're going to try, and instead of getting on top, they're going to try and surround this red face card like this. And actually, this red face card also wonderful at surviving, because there they are right at the top. And now they're also going to be able to get away. Now this last one, the zombies decide, hey, they're not really great at getting anybody. So they're just going to try and overwhelm this last person. But actually, as it turns out, this last red face card is really great at flying a helicopter. And so they are going to go ahead and get in their helicopter on the top of this apartment building, fly up, fly over all of the other survivors, and pick them all up. And here they are. And they have left all of the zombies in the dust. And that, my friends, is Mike Elevator, themed as Zombie Apocalypse, using clear plastic cards. That's a mouthful. Thank you so much for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Charlie's Beats. Hopefully that was alright for the clear plastic cards. And actually, while I have them out, let me just quickly see. I'm just curious how well this would do. So I have 1 black spot card and then 4 red face cards. And I want to do something in which I I'm going to go ahead and leave the black spot card over here. And I'm going to go ahead and show you that all of the red face cards are here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that if I go ahead and there's actually only one card over here, and this one card is now 4 cards. And this is the black spot card. Did that look good? That looks okay, right? I don't think there's anything weird with that. So yeah, this was a 4-for-1 switch. One of them. In my trick list, it's the one with DMC in the creator name. I think it looked good. Okay, awesome. I don't think I revealed anything. There was one part where I think I had to extra hid stuff, maybe unnecessarily, but I think it worked out okay. If you slow it down to like, very few frames per second, I think you'll be able to see, but that's not any different than even with the regular opaque cards. So, all right, awesome. And then let's see how good this looks. Hello, Low Frosty, welcome in. How's it going? These are cool cards. Yeah, this is a redeem. You can thank Charlie's Beats for redeeming clear plastic cards. That looked pretty good. Actually, could I set this up to look even better? Okay. Alright, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and try and change this to be another card. Okay, that didn't look as good, but here we go. Ready, set. Sorry, I'm just fiddling around with this now. Boom! Perfect! Yeah, you guys probably see too much, but that's okay. Anyway, if anybody's interested in this is called the snap change. It is what we would call knacky if you are not familiar with doing the sleights for it, but the true angle of being able to see it is just directly in front. Why you give me that Jer sus, Charlie? That's it. I'm gonna counter sus eyes. Wait, yeah, right there. So I forget that I'm not actually reflected on my own screen. So when I put my hand, I'm actually putting my hand up to the right, and then I see my hand going up to the left. So I'm actually seeing this exactly as you guys would see me. Lolo Frosty says, "Nani?" Was that to the trick or me not mirroring my own view? Because I can imagine either one being a little bit weird. But anyway, yeah, so that was a couple of tricks with one of the clear decks of cards. Thank you so much for the redeem, Charlie. Both! Nani? Nan desu ka? Alright. For anime fans, I have not watched many anime for a long time, but it's not for lack of love, it's for lack of time. But I would watch more anime if I had time. But trick, yes, for sure. Alright guys, let's see. I think I've been going for a bit. Okay, let's do last call. Currently the queue is empty, so if anybody would like to request anything, I don't know why I did that, because last call did it. Sorry, I'm just command happy. But if anybody would like to see any more magic, feel free to request it. Otherwise, I will also put a trick or two into the queue for a finale. And yeah, that's what we will go with. Alright, I do see a request. Any Thanksgiving ones? I don't have any Thanksgiving specifically themed ones. I might be able to come up with some adaptations for Thanksgiving ones, but not right now. I'm currently thinking about how I'm going to deal with work tomorrow, because I haven't really done work for a week because I went to do work travel. And yeah. Okay. Let me see. I also did not sleep very well most of the week last week. Okay, alright. I think I've got what I need. And I have to make sure I remember how to do this trick. Boom. 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 That's okay. Never mind. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, Lolo Frosty, why don't you request a trick at random, and I will see if I can theme it as Thanksgiving. We'll do it this way, and then we'll go from there. Okay. All right. So, thank you so much for the request, Charlie's Beats. Okay, we have a. Oh, hold on. Let me move my mic thing there, so you guys don't see that. Just do exclamation point random, Lolo. Half a beat. I'll stick around for the last one, but I've got to go after that. It's late here, but by rights, I should have gone to bed 2 hours ago. Half a beat. I totally understand. Thank you for the stream and have a great one. Yeah, half a beat. I totally get it. If you need to go to bed, totally go to bed. I actually leave all my VODs up, so if you want to catch like the last couple of tricks, you can go to bed now, and then you can see them later. And then also I end up putting all of my things up on YouTube. So if anybody always wants to catch any content, I put all of my VODs up on YouTube. Almost all of my VODs up on YouTube. There's like 1 or 2 that I remember not putting up. But and then I have a ton of tricks up on my YouTube too. So for anything that falls off of VOD retention here, eventually ends up on my YouTube. So anyway, cool. But thank you so much for coming to hang out, Half a Beat. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around after the raid. I don't know if you came in with the raid or if you just coincidentally came in during the time of the raid, but in either case, greatly appreciate it. Have a great night, and hopefully we'll see you around next time. Okay, all right. So I have some cards here. We have 6 cards, but I just want to show you that we've got like a black spot card here, a black spot card here, and then we have a black spot card here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place them down here like this, and then I'm going to show you that I do have one card that's really different. So we have this is the just a red face card. Okay, so red face card, and I'm just going to leave that right there for a second. And then the other cards we have black spot cards once again. And so what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and spread these out, and I want you guys to tell me where the different card is. And I know you can kind of see where the red face card is right now, but I'm going to go ahead and make one swap to make it slightly more difficult. Okay, here we go. Ready? Okay, I've made one swap. So if you guys are playing at home, and you can click, if you're on desktop, go ahead and click directly on the screen which card you think is the odd one out. So let's see, it looks like we've got somebody clicking this one. Alright, I believe that's intuitively what many people would select. So we'll give everybody a second to go ahead and click. I will tell you that this one happens to be in the middle, so if you know it's, but okay. I am not on desktop. Oh, that's okay, Lolo. No worries. You can play along. You don't have to tell us what it is. Just play at home and it'll be fine. Okay. All right. So I think a lot of people would guess that this is the one that is out because it's the red face card, right? And oh, look, we got somebody else guessing this one. Excellent. Because this one is a black spot card, and we just saw that all of them were black spot cards, right? Well, I'm going to let you know the one in the middle is actually the different one. So my apologies to whoever selected this one. Because all of the cards, well done, Chan, the other magician that's here should totally know. Because the rest of these cards are actually red face cards. So my apologies to everybody else, but Chan, the other magician, has got it correct. This is the different card. And that, my friends, is Incauto Tramposo. So, Lolo Frosty, did you win? Oh, sorry. I legitimately didn't see you yell no until I asked that, and then I saw the no. I assume you did not win. Let me reenact what that might have sounded like. No! Hopefully that was long enough and covered the 2 exclamation points, you know. Thank you kindly for the emotes and the claps. Charlie's Beats, Chroma Punk, Chan the Magic Man, Lolo Frosty, channeling Darth Vader. Awesome. Yeah, you can channel Darth Vader, or you can channel like Kirk. Khan! I will eat this one. Let me see. Delicious. Channeling Darth Vader. Yeah. Frick yeah! Oh, we got Chewie. Chewie laugh. Okay, and Data laughing. All right, excellent. Okay, here you guys get this for free. I don't think I would ever make this a redeem, so I'm going to do my best. I almost misspoke there. I'm going to do my best Wookiee impression. All right, there you go. You guys got that for free. You're welcome. Happy Thanksgiving. I don't think I'm going to be doing a magic stream between now and Thanksgiving. If I do hop on, it's probably going to be a video game stream. So just heads up. OMG, yes, you're welcome, Lolo Frosty. All right, okay, and we have a 4-card trick. Excellent. Let me Actually, that's a good idea. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close the queue. And then let me see here. What can we do to the 4-card trick to try and make it Thanksgiving themed? Let's see here. Okay, all right. I have an idea. Lolo Frosty, I think I have an idea. And thank you for the request, Lolo Frosty. And thank you for the idea as well. So I think there's a way we should be able to theme this as a Thanksgiving trick. Let me just see if I have something available. Don't mind me as I do some shenanigans. Let me see here. Okay. All right. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give this a second. Maybe all face cards? I don't know. Lol. No. This will be even better. This will be even better. Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right, Lolo Frosty, you requested a Thanksgiving trick. I'm going to give you a Thanksgiving trick. So, and actually, Lolo Frosty, don't answer yet, but I'm going to need you to tell me what your favorite Thanksgiving side dish is. Not yet, but I'll tell you in a second when to tell me, okay? All right, so here we go. All right, first things first. We have 4 cards. We can't do a 4-card trick without 4 cards, as exemplified in the name. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do want to let you know that all of these cards are not normal cards. They are blank cards. See, so we've got, this one, that one, this one, and this one. All right, now Lolo Frosty, here's your chance. I would like you to tell me a dish that is your favorite side dish during Thanksgiving. I'm going to go ahead and use this Sharpie, and I'm going to write it on this blank card. So, Lolo Frosty, now is the time. Go ahead and stuffing. Great choice. I think a lot of people would agree with you. Some people would not, but that's okay. Nobody needs to shame anybody else for liking specific things on Thanksgiving. All right, so I'm going to write stuffing. All right, stuffing. We're going to let that dry for a sec. It is a Sharpie. I like bread. All right. So here we have, you've said stuffing for Thanksgiving as your favorite side. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place this into the packet here, like this. Okay. Now you'll be able to tell that stuffing is still here because when I count through the cards, there it is. Okay. However, let's pretend that Thanksgiving Day comes around and we eat that stuffing. So here, I will pretend to eat it like I eat my heat maps. That was delicious. I don't know if you know. I ate all the stuffing. No, quite seriously, I ate all of the stuffing. Because look, if I show you, the stuffing is actually gone. There's actually no stuffing. Is that weird? Or what? I know. That's super strange. But I ate it, and none of the other guests got to have any stuffing. And of course, Lolo Frosty, I think you of all people should have some stuffing. So we go into the kitchen and we look around, and there's actually there's no stuffing. There's no stuffing there. Okay, but we need to make some stuffing really fast. So I'm like, all right. I like to experimentally cook, as anybody who's seen my pictures of food and have chatted with me occasionally. You guys know I like to cook experimentally sometimes. And I'm like, all right, we could throw some stuffing together. All right, and since it's on Thanksgiving Day, we don't have time to actually stuff it in the turkey that's already in the oven. It's already been cooking for hours. So we need to make this one from fake packages. So we just kind of cobble everything together. And you know what? I'm able to cobble together stuffing in a matter of mere, I don't know, I'll say a mere like 10 minutes. that might be overestimating my abilities, but it kind of depends on what's available, right? So here we have the stuffing, but now let me just tell you that this stuffing was not the same as any of these other cards, because all these other cards were prepared ahead of time, right? Because look, you'll know that these cards were prepared ahead of time because they were all delicious, and at the end of the day, all of the food was eaten from them. So you'll see that there's no turkey, you'll see that there's no more rolls, you'll see that all of the salad was even eaten. But actually, because I made this extra stuffing on Thanksgiving, people were able to enjoy it even after all the other food was gone. So I just want to let you guys know, Happy Thanksgiving 2023. And if you were here, you could take a look at this card and you can inspect it and you can touch it, and it is exactly as you see here. Stuffing, Happy Thanksgiving 2023. And that, my friends, is a Thanksgiving themed 4-card trick. Thank you so much for the request, Lolo Frosty, and the inspiration as well. So let's see. We've got, thank you so much for the emotes and the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Lolo Frosty. We got Charlie's Beats with the what? And the Lolo Frosty with the wow. And the ha ah. And the thank you for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Lolo Frosty, Gibson Lens, Charlie's Beats, Lolo Frosty, Diamond Club, incredible! Thank you so much for the applause, Diamond Club. Placenta of Doom, and even from Diamond Club, we got a holy shit. Hopefully, I captured the essence of that reaction, Diamond Club. So yeah, I normally do that trick a little bit differently, as you can imagine, but I'm like, oh, Thanksgiving, that was great. We could totally do it that way. So there we are. And and Diamond Club said, incredible. Oh, you really did. Ha! Yeah, awesome. Glorious. All right. And with that, let me clear the queue. Let me put in a finale. And you know what I'm feeling? I think I want to do Imagine as the finale for today. So let's do that. Oh, let me make sure I can do it. Okay, yeah. I have the cards to do it. All right. Cool. All right. Excellent. So this is the normal time of the stream in which I say thank you so much to everybody who's come by and said hi and hung out, and thank you so much to everybody who's interacted with the stream, because without you guys this wouldn't be as much fun. So if you chatted in the chat, requested a trick, clicked on a heat map, I don't know if we chose any suits or numbers today, but if you did any of that too, thank you for playing along and thank you for interacting. Without you guys, this wouldn't be as much fun. I'd also like to thank all the lurkers out there, because as I always say, I chatted, hype! Yes, Gibson Lands, you know full well that you do more than just chatting, so greatly appreciate it. Where was I? Oh yeah, thank you so much to all the lurkers out there, because as I always say, if I'm just fiddling with cards over here, I know how the tricks are done. Magic happens in your mind. So, also, let's thank everybody who followed today. So, Half a B, thanks for the new follow. Thank you to our raider today, Alchemutation, currently #1 raider into this stream, numerically. Thank you so much for the tip, Chen the Magic Man. Thank you so much for the gift subs and the hype train earlier. Chris M. Yee, Green Guy Music, Gibson Lens, and in the resubs, yeah, put that on a mug or a sticker. Charlie's Beats says. And also, if you are not following our mods, please give our mods. In here earlier was the Rusty Panda. Does music on Fridays and then interview streams on Wednesdays, known as Wiki Wednesdays. So please give the Rusty Panda a follow. Also, if you are not following Gibson Lens, please give Gibson Lens a follow. Acclaimed pianist, sight reads from a bunch of songbooks such as The Phantom of the Opera, some Disney songbooks, plays VGM, popular music, and also has composed a bunch of his own music, so please give Gibson Lens a follow. Also, fun fact, in a week and a half, Gibson Lens will be on Wiki Wednesday of Rusty Panda's stream, so we're going to have Modception, where both of the mods here are going to be together on the Rusty Panda stream. So please check that out. That is happening on, and just correct me if I'm wrong, November 29th. Check out the Rusty Panda schedule for that. Mod versus mod? I mean, I don't think it's a fight, right? It's all right. Okay, and then, oh yes, and thanks, Chan. So if anybody is looking for more magic, please check out all of the Twitch magicians that have a regular magic stream. Chan did Magic Twitch, and there's the link. So there is me, of course, Chan the Magic Man. There is Hallowthorn, and of course, who we consider the godfather of Magic Twitch, Jack, aka InfoXZar. So please give all of them a follow as well if you're not already following. All right, cool. Okay, all right. Lolo Frosty's got the meowie stretch. There we go. All right, guys. So we're going to do our finale, and then we will find somebody to raid, and we'll go from there. But thank you so much to everybody. All right, here we are. Okay, so I just want you to imagine that I have a packet of cards in my hand. And in that packet, there's some jokers and a queen of clubs. So here we go. Here's a joker, queen of clubs, and a joker. Now I just want you to imagine that that the jokers are blue-backed and that the queen is red-backed. I just want you to imagine that. You know, you don't have to actually, you know, but just imagine it. Okay. And actually, let's pretend the queen of clubs represents a turkey. So, you know, Thanksgiving themed, why not? So what I want to do is show you that all of the jokers, maybe the guests that are here at Thanksgiving, they're going to eat some turkey. And so that turkey is going to disappear. But actually, they realize that the turkey doesn't just get eaten, but that was only a part of the turkey. There's actually more turkey that comes out from the kitchen. Because look, the turkey has come back. I know, that's super weird, right? Still that same old Queen of Club turkey. But look, the jokers are going to consume that, and they're going to eat it. And it's going to go away. It's gone away. Remember, you're just imagining all of this, right? And now, look, they bring out some more turkey from the kitchen, because if you take a look, there's more turkey from the kitchen. I know, it's super weird. That's super weird. But let's say all that turkey gets eaten too, right? That turkey gets eaten too. And what's going to happen is, once again, they're going to bring out some more turkey from the kitchen. I know, that's super strange. Now, remember that all of that was just in your imagination. Because as much as I told you the Queen of Clubs were just all of these chunks of turkey that just kept on coming out from a kitchen, it's still, what, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So here on the East Coast, it's still like 4 days away, or 3 to 4 days away from Thanksgiving here in the United States. And so we haven't eaten any turkey yet. So if we take a look at this red-backed card, there's actually no turkey here because it hasn't been cooked. And actually, you're actually thinking that perhaps all of the jokers, these are people that you invited over to celebrate Thanksgiving with you, but remember, it's not Thanksgiving yet, so they haven't come over yet. So they're actually not here. And that, my friends, is imagine Thanksgiving style. And I'll call that a successful finale performance. Uncle Leonard strikes back. What? Sorry, let me read that with more. Uncle Leonard strikes back. What? All right, hopefully that was more accurate to. Oh, Charlie's Beat's got the long neck to compete with the long stretch. Thank you so much for the emotes, Lolo Frosty, and thank you so much for the claps, Lolo Frosty, Gibson Lens, Charlie's Beats, Chan the Magic Man, Lolo Frosty with the lull. I mean, what? You know, if only there were like, you know, I know that things can hear. Unreal, bruh. Unreal, bruh. Thank you so much, Diamond Club. Alright, and that, my friends, we will call a stream. Okay, once again, if anybody missed it, if anybody wants to see more magic, you can follow all the Magic Twitch streamers. If you want to see more of me, you can check me out on my YouTube. All of my VODs that fall off retention go up there. Also, I do a magic trick a week as well on my YouTube, so check those out. And then I don't think I have my Instagram as a link, but if anybody wants to see any of those pictures that I was referencing that I put up, I am this user on Instagram. There you go. So if anybody cares, feel free to check those out. I don't put too much stuff up there, although I find myself using it more lately. So there we go. All right, let's go find a raid target, and then we will raid out. So oftentimes I raid out to a music Twitch friend, but I've been known to raid out to others as well. Actually, is Green Guy Music on? Has Green Guy Music been on? I don't think I've rated Green Guy Music. And Green Guy Music was in here earlier. Oh, that was an ad. Sorry if you heard that little blurb. Yeah, how long has Green Guy Music been going? I'm not getting the uptime up here. 2 hours 20? Alright. Yeah, we could rate Green Guy Music. Okay. Alright guys, if you would like to come along on the raid, we're going to be raiding our friend Green Guy Music, pianist, music streamer. Here's a raid call. Here's a sub raid call. If you get left behind, and then yeah, that's it. And I don't know how long Green Guy Music usually goes for, but I don't normally see Green Guy Music up on the list, so I need to raid out before I get raided. All right, so welcome in, Chip. How's it going? All right, everybody, have a glorious night. Take care of yourselves. Remember to hydrate. Remember to stretch. Remember to get good sleep. And take care of yourselves and everybody that you love around you. So, we will see you around. Take care, and I love you guys. Bye.